Hello everyone, welcome back to Microsoft Dynamics 365 CRM training with Joyful Learning 365 YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about the MS Power Automate. So I have divided into classified into a different part. So today in this session we'll try to cover how to create the record using the Microsoft Dynamics 365 connector when a record is created, whenever a record is added, this one. Okay, let's try to see.
See, first we need to select exactly environment, which environment you are planning to do. So for in my case, I need like I was planning to do it in a sales trial environment. Okay, sales trial environment. No, so here as I told you that we have a two different types of a see here if you go from the default solution, so solution in the default solution or somewhere default solution. So here you have a like a if you can create here for automation cloud flow, and here the automated instant and scheduled. So for example, as of now I'm selecting it as a automated flow. Automated flow means whenever a event occurs, automatically it needs to done that it needs to complete his job. Okay, that is the automation job. Okay. See here, for example, I am skipping this name. I selected automated flow, but I am skipping the name. So automated flow means, for example, whenever a record has been created, automatically update some value. Okay, update some value. For example, whenever a account, see the same way, if you have written the C# code, it was like quite complicated, right? So to create the task entity and that's one, like it was quite a lengthy process, right? But here, if you see, if you have some knowledge, functional knowledge, also you can create very easily one record. Okay, let's try to see how to create that one. See here, this is the basically this is the Microsoft Power Platform. Okay, we used to call it as a Microsoft Power Platform. So in the trigger points, you need to select first it as a Microsoft. Okay. See here we have a multiple triggers are there. Whenever a step flow from a business process flow, whenever a row is added or modified or deleted, whenever a row is selected, whenever an action is performed. So here see there are like a multiple so as you can see on the screen, there is a like a beside of that text, it is clearly showing that it is a premium. Okay, because we are into trial instance and we don't have a subscription of this one, but still in a trial instance we can practice this one and we can see this one. Okay, so let me click on the created whenever a record has been created and updated or deleted something. So I have selected. So here you can see once you added like this, it will get added. So change type. Change type means, see here again we have a subclasses. Whenever added here, we taken it as a consider it as a created. Second, added or deleted, we consider it as a created or deleted. Whenever a record modified, modified means changed. Record changed. We consider it as a whenever a record any entity, any record got changed, then that particular entity we used to call it as a till that particular entity we used to call it as a record has been the modified. Okay, now here we have a three controls we can see whenever. So basically this trigger point is when your flow needs to be get executed, that is major agenda to understand. Okay, when your flow is needs to be get executed. So for example here, see there are like a multiple change types are there. Okay, only your flow needs to get executed whenever a record has been deleted. So then you can select the deleted. Whenever a record has in record when on change of one or two fields, if you want to execute this MS flow, then you will select it as a modified. Sometimes like a modified or deleted, sometimes modified or deleted at that time only. On create, you don't need to execute. So let's try to understand clearly that one by one. So first I am taking as a modified as a trigger name. Okay. Now here, for example, added. Okay, added. Whenever a record has been added, I am taking it as a added. Okay. Now for example, I am taking one more as a, see here, table name. Here, which table means entity name. Table is also called as a, previously we are calling it as a entity. So in new terminology, we used to call it as a table. So here we need to take it as a, take the table name. So here, as you can see on the screen, by default here itself it's showing. So I am taking this name. So here, whatever the tables are available in your Dataverse, those all tables will appear you here. So like for example, if your system having hundreds of tables, those all hundreds of tables you are able to see here. Okay. Now select the scope. So we already discussed that there is like a business unit level, only business unit, your business, whatever, whatever the business unit belongs to, that business only unit can only execute this one, organization or parent child business unit or user level. So here, most of the times, like I suggest you to take the organization, sir. So we already discussed the scope of like in previously also, what is business unit, what is organization, what is parent child, and what is user. So I will give a quick snippet of it. Like you see, organization means if you have whole organization can access this one. Sorry, whenever this organization, if is executing on behalf of all organization, it will execute. Okay. Now see, one organization. See, for example, I have a one JFL Learning 365 organization. I have a branch in a USA, UK, Canada, Australia, Japan, China, Malaysia, Ethiopia, Africa, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan, India. Like this, we have a different countries. So in different countries, I have a different okay, business units. So India is one business unit, China is one business unit, Japan is one business unit. So only you want to execute only in the business unit level, then you can select the business unit level. Or organization means Joyful Learning 365 is one organization, for example. So if you see that organization we have in a India and Japan and Russia, anywhere, okay, in the country. So whole members can access and can can execute means on execute means, then you need to select it as a organization. Parent child business unit. For example, we have a in USA. We have a USA, country is a USA, but we have a New York, California, and like this we have a different states are there. So in New York is a one parent child, parent is USA, and child is New York, and child is one more child is a like a California. Like this we have a different childs are there. So if you want to only selected that California only can answer, then you can select this parent child business unit. Okay, that is. And again, if you set the scope as a user, for example, if you set the scope as a user, so only one particular single user have a execution control. Okay, so that's the reason. So these are the different types of the scopes we have in a MS Power Automate. First, initially, Microsoft has named it to it MS Flows, but later on, Microsoft has been changed this name to Power Automate. If you go to interview, also someone say you know Power Automate or you know MS Flows. So don't get confused. Power Automate and MS Flows both are same only, not different. Okay, now let's try to set the scope as a organization. Okay, I'm setting it as a, because whole entire organization, whoever have, so there's a, so here in the trigger point, they have given multiple columns. Select columns, filter rows, delay until run as. See, if you run as means, so on like for example, on behalf you, like if you are if you save it as this one, there is a connection references also there in the connection references also there. So if you set a service name, service account, those names on behalf of that, instead of your name, modified name, the service name will be get executed. Else, run as means whoever, like for example, select columns, filter rows, delay until these are things are we have. So run as means, so see here, see flow owner who created this flow and by that name. So for example, as I told you, like previously we have discussed about the audit history. So who created this record, who changed this record value, like this we have a flexibility to check the record things. Okay, record related data things, we have a flexibility to check the data. Okay, so if you see set that, then it will be like a flow owner means, for example, so my name is Muhammad Shafiuddin. I am creating this flow. Then wherever in the audit history, right there, it will go my name. So here, what we'll do here, basically, see, modifying user, who will modify this one? Automatically, this one modifying user, who will be the modifying user? That one. Row owner means record owner. See, basically, this modified by field is there, which is a out of box field that based on this selection as a run as it will pre-populate. Okay, so I suggest you to here in this scenario, in the schedule you need to use the service account. Service account means, see, that is a different topic. Again, we'll get diverted. So next in upcoming sessions, we'll try to cover that one. Okay, whenever we are discussing the schedule flows, right, at that time we'll discuss. Okay, now I suggest you don't select it as a flow owner. Okay, select it as a modifying user, or if you keep empty also, automatically it will take it as a empty user only. Okay, if you want to delay until, for example, once the record has been created, after 2 minutes or 3 minutes, if you want to execute, then you can keep here delay. You can keep here delay. So here, for example, if you want to add the condition, like in filters, you have a flexibility to add the conditions. Like for example, email ID at the rate email ID ends with at the rate joyfullearning 365.com, then only this flow needs to get executed. So then here you have a flexibility to add the filter columns. See here. So now again here we have a select columns. So see, if there is any like a this basically select columns and filter rows, most of the times like a select column especially, it is very useful in the modified scenario. So as of now we are like a modified scenario means in which field if you want to change the value, at that time before that we need to retrieve the field, right? So here select column, you will select the fields. So which fields value you need to get, that one fields you will give here schema name. Schema name you will give, logical name, sorry, logical name you will give here, and again you will pass the value. Okay, like this. So as of now, I am not giving any value here in this select columns, filter rows, delay until run as, but still I am able to see. These are like a show, basically by defaultly it will be hidden. So if you click on this one, it will get unhided. Okay, it will get appearing to you. So like this. So here I am selecting this as a, whenever a row is added, added means in your terminology you can think like it as a, whenever a record has been created. Record, previously we used to call it as a record, but now in new terminology we are calling it as a row. Okay, in a new terminology we are calling it as a row. So earlier we used to call it as a created, but now we are used to call it as a added. Okay, so whenever a record has been created, a counter address has been created, this flow needs to get executed. I hope this point is everyone able to understand. Now let's try to see, click on the add a new step. So if you click on the new step, here we have action items are there, multiple action items. So here I am trying to explain with respect to of the Microsoft Dynamics 365 CRM. So here, see, whatever the database is there, we used to call it as a Microsoft Dataverse. Previously, we used to call it as a CDS, Common Data Service. Now we started using the terminology called a Microsoft Dataverse. As you can see on the screen, it is already available here, Microsoft Dataverse. Okay, now select on this Microsoft Dataverse. See, this is the Microsoft Dataverse. From the Microsoft Dataverse, Microsoft has been provided so many actions. So as you can see here, add a new row selected, add a new row means create a new record. See, the terminology you need to refer. So whatever you speak, whatever you hear, both those things will be might be get different. See, these terminologies are only the sentences are getting changed. That's it. Nothing is there. So added a new row means create a new record. That's it. Okay, it's not completely different. Okay, delete a row means delete a record. Row is referred as a record. It needs to be get feeded in your brain. Okay, delete a row from the selected environment means, for example, I am in a sales trial environment. So if you want to delete it, update it in a other environment, like other environment, like for example, I have one more environment called a GFL 365 defaulted environment, right? In that environment also I have a account table, and there it needs to get updated automatically. In that scenario, I will select the delete a row selected environment. So previously, see, as you can see, yes, add a new row selected environment, delete a row from the selected environment. These are not available. So like almost 4 months back, Microsoft has been introduced. Earlier, we don't have such actions. Earlier, we have a limited actions, but Microsoft day by day, they are increasing, they are doing research and development center. As you know that like there are a couple of Microsoft investing so much money in the research and development centers, and they are trying to identify which controls and actions are required by the developers, so that they can easily achieve the requirement without writing the code within a small short span of time. So due to that, during that investigation, Microsoft has been found that so these are the useful action items like add a new row, selected environment. So earlier we don't have. If you are in this particular environment, a sales turn environment, then only you have a flexibility to control this particular environment only. And again, if you are not able to do that, but Microsoft introduced this one also. So these are the controls. So see, there are a couple of multiple actions are there. So I will try to tell you few of the few of the important action items, so that remaining you can practice. See more. If you click on the see more, you will get more. Like there are a couple of actions are there. So you need to be familiar with these all action items. Then, as I told you, writing a plugin is a complicated thing, but writing a flow is, if you bring a SSC student or CBSE student who passed recently, and if you give a training for a 5 to 6 days, next day onwards, he can start directly working on this area. That much user friendly, Microsoft has been designed a MS Power Automate. Okay, in the action item, if you see here, add a new row. So here, the main agenda is you need to be having a knowledge which we need to execute, how I need to do. So if we have the knowledge of these two things, right? So you can execute like if some whatever the job we used to get a 2,000, 3,000 lines of a code. If you write in a plugins, the same thing you can execute here within the short span of a time. Okay, so it's completely depend on you. Add a new row. Okay, add a new row. So here add a new row control means create a new record. So here in which entity I need to create a record. For example, I am selecting it as a contact entity, contact entity. See here, I'm able to see here, once I'm typing here, it is auto suggesting the entity names as you can see on the screen. So from the downside, I'm selecting it as a contacts entity. See, as you can see on the screen, contacts entity. So here, basically, whatever the names are there in the, whatever the important fields are there in the forms, most of the fields. See, as you can see, it has been started from the last name. See, all the fields in the contact, we have a rows, all fields available here. See, those all fields available here. Those all fields available here. See, as you can see here. So here we can see here all fields available here. So middle name, last name, fiddle name, subscription, status, region, saluation, public profile, modified on public profile, processors, primary zone. See, there are a couple of fields are there. So which one you need to get pre-populated from the account entity? You have a flexibility here to get the pre-populated. For example, I am taking here it as a last name I need. Okay, for example, last name I need. So here, directly, for example, I will take it as a full name. Is there any full name field? Okay. And we don't have a full name field in the this one. So for example, uh, I will select last name as a last name here, and here from here see dynamic content is there. So I am typing here account. See, it is giving some smart suggestions. So basically, see, this is a whenever the record is getting created, right? So account name. So whenever a row is added or modified, the account name is there, right? So I am getting this account name. So we have a flexibility to we can cut that one name and we can separate this one, split that name and we can use this one. But I don't want to go in depth this one. In upcoming sessions, we'll show you if you want on demand we can share. So simply for understanding, I have created this like I am creating this MS flow. This how to trigger this one. So this is the small, for example, here this one. So name, we are pre-populating the name, account name of this account entity into the this contact in the contact last name. For example, again we have a business phone is there. Okay, let's me try to give the email ID. Whatever the email ID we have in a account record, right? Say with the same email ID record, we need to get pre-populate into the contact entity also. See, search here, dynamic content we have. Email, see, select here email. So here we have a, see, you can click on this one. Automatically it get pre-populated here. So here, for example, here we have a mobile number. So same here also we have a mobile number. So whatever the mobile number has been given in the account entity record, the same mobile number I want to place here. So it is not a, let me drag it here. Telephone. Hmm. I think we have a field, but it was segregated into the address things. So that's the reason it is not appearing. So like leave it like yeah, mobile phone. Here we have a mobile phone. Okay. So I can select here it as a mobile phone and see simply it is has been dragged. So this is the one. So here see these are the simple straightforward fields. So that's the reason we are able to select this one. So here for example, if you want to make a relationship between this and that one, so how you will do, those we need to map the record, right? So those, like, first we try to investigate, we'll try to execute this one, and second I will show that one also. Okay. Now simply the straightforward fields I have selected here, and here, see, as you can see, and these are like a dynamic data I am passing. These are dynamic data. And again, I have a flexibility to give the static data also. For example, address city one is there, right? So in the city, I am giving it as a New York. Okay, New York. And again, city as a New York. And here, street number 18, street number 18. George Gor. Okay, I am printing this one. George Colonies, Harvard University, University, backside, beside. Okay, beside. So what is the postal code? For example, I am giving postal code as 5081116. This is the post. So like this, you can give the static value also. You have a flexibility to write the static value also. And here, if you want to pass the dynamic value from the other entity to this one entity, this is the. But same thing, if you want to do it in a C# plugins and the JavaScript, it was a quite completed, difficult, and you should have a more knowledge on it. So how to deal with the relationship database, and how to add that particular fields. Those all like a plays a very major role. Okay, now let's try to save this record. Okay, save this record. See, this save this MS flow. So I have selected this one, and only this one each field I have pre-populated. Again, entire whole record also you can pre-populate, but as of now only whenever a account record has been created, create a new row. So here you have a flexibility to rename the your action items also. So here I am selecting, giving it as a create a create a contact record. Okay, create a contact record. Whenever a row is added or modified, here is a when. So I am giving here. See, instead of this one I am removing. So you need to give whenever a new record created in account. See this. So here basically whenever a new record has been created, see, simply within 2 steps we completed our job. So this is very straightforward and very easy to do this one. Okay, so now see this one, I am giving something name here. So I am giving name, see, at which in the naming convention you should give in a such a way that if you leave the organization and someone came into the organization, if we started like working on that, by reading the name itself, he need to get assurance that what is you are doing inside that MS flow without opening that cell. So you need to give a naming convention in such a way. So see, I will give here like this. For example, if you give here test also, it will get saved. But the naming convention, so you should taken care. Okay, whenever a new record gets created in account entity, create a create, see, automatically see here, I'm automatically create the automatically create with the same name contact record. See, I have given such a name. So now what I will do, I will try to save the record. Okay, the naming convention should be in such a way. so that everyone can understand that naming convention and easily can read that one. So if you have clicked on save, it is taking some time. So as we can see, it is still in progress. That saving message is getting pre-populated. So after that saved, it's done saved, right? Automatically it get removed. So this is like this one. So now I will go to the MS. See, I will go to the Microsoft Dynamics 365 CRM from the Power Automate. So here I'm going to this Power Automate here and refreshing this browser of my this one. So here what I will do here. So mm, if you see here, so I will go to the account entity. See, what I will do, I will try to open the advance fund. Uh, advance fund. Okay, I will try to open the advance fund so that I can get a see here how to go open the advance fund. As if you know that settings, advanced settings is there. So if we have here, go to click on the advanced fund. Okay, click on the advanced fund. So if you go here, so here look for. So I'm looking for the contacts, searching for the results. See, as of now, I have a 14 record in my Dataverse. Okay, let me try to create a new. This is the contact entity. Okay, this is so my flow will whenever a record created in account entity, automatically it will create a record in a contact entity. That is my flow job requirement. Now, what I will do, I will click on the new button and let me try to create the record. Okay. So account name. Okay. For example, I am giving the account name as a like this. Rita 250 joyful JFL. Rita 250 JFL I have given. Okay. Now, for example, I am giving here my something my mobile number like this. So now here, see, I'm trying to give some name like a, let me try to take Shivanshu Sharma. So I have taken it as a Shivanshu Sharma and revenue I'm giving it as a 1.0 point something like a giving some value. Okay, XYZ. So these are like a, I'm trying to basically 'Now I'm trying to save the record. Okay, it's getting saved. Let's wait until it gets saved. See, my record got created successfully. Rita 250 record got created successfully. Whereas coming to now, let's try to see here and go to the advanced fund. As of now, still it is like a 14 records are available and click on this advanced fund and search for the results. See, 15. See, 15 records is there now. Okay. So which name which I have created? Creata 250 JFL we have created. So one thing is very important here. MS Power Automate will work only in a asynchronous mode. Asynchronous mode backend only. It won't work in a synchronous mode. So as you can see here, the Creata 250 JFL record has been created. Basically, I didn't any record in the account entity. So automatically it's got created in the automatically it get created from the in contact entity. Automatically it get created from there to here. So I have given mobile. I didn't given mobile number here. I have given mobile number here. Whatever the mobile number has been given here, as you can see here, 1 2 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So automatically the same mobile number get pre-populated here. This one. Again, if you go to here, so see here, street number 18, gorgeous, gorgeous colonies I have given, right? This, but here, if you see, this one is here we have I have given it as a something as a testing. Please ignore. See, but testing, please ignore. But here we have given. So I have given this value as a static value, and that I didn't selected this one. So it's like based on your complete and on basis of your selection, it will get selected. Okay, it's completely up to you. Like it's you how you will design your like how you will design the flow and which things you want to create. Basically, on basis of this one, those all will be get created. Okay, so these are the things which we need automatically taken care. So but here one thing, if you see here, so there is a in account in contact grid is there, subgrid is there, but here it is not appearing. It is not appearing. Why it is not appearing? Because it's related to this the contact which has been created by me. It is related to this account entity only, right? But still it is not. Why still it is not appearing? Because you didn't give in a relation. You didn't establish a relationship between this account and contact entity through your MS flow. How it will get created? See here. For example, if you go here, there is like a power atom. Here we have a account field in the contact entity. Basically, you need to give the account field name. Okay. So here, if you see, this is the select the account field. So here to set the any like other entity record, so lookup record. Basically, we need to follow some like there is a one straight. There is straightforwardly we cannot give a this one. Okay, we need to set the lookup in a different. So we need to pass the lookup. We need to set the lookup here. So on basis of that one only, it will the relationship get established. The company name is there. So account, which account you want to give selected here. So basically here whatever the record account name has been created on basis of that one only. Okay, so those all things here, if you see the straightforwardly, it is not appearing here. Okay, so you need to, what you need to do here, basically, you need to give a, you need to take the GUID and simply you have a here flexibility to select the GUID and like a account is there, like account, but here it won't work. Okay, let me try to. So here there are like 100 few members are like people will think that automatically if I will give here account, it will executed. But still it is not straight. This is not a way here. So for example, I am saving this record and trying to recreate the same record. Okay, let me try to execute this one. So instead of going here, from here itself, I can test this one. There is a like a test button has been provided. So automatically with the recent trigger which has been succeeded, right? Let's try to do with the same thing. Whether my flow will execute or not, let's try to see. See, my Power Automate got failed because the reason behind it is that you need to construct the OData URL. Straightforwardly, you cannot give that like that in a like that you cannot give like the straightforwardly you cannot give. So here you need to consider URL is a not parsed due to the OData recognized path something is has been given. So like this, you need to give this one. So based on that one only, you need to, it will appear this one. So basically to this one, so there is a one format is there, which you need to follow. Okay, then only it will conduct. So basically there is a one format. What is that format? See here. So the format is first you need to give the forward slash and followed by the entity plural name you need to give. Entity plural name you need to give. From the where entity plural name you will get, for example, the entity plural name is here. I'm working with the contact entity, right? So contact entity plural name is contacts. Okay, contacts is the contact entity plural name. Now, what I will do here, see here very carefully, observe here this logic. For the lookup, this is not straightforward. You cannot set the dynamic value directly. So the same things, you need to create a OData parsed item, right? So first you will give the forward slash, and after that you will give the entity plural name. So the entity plural name of the contact is a contacts. Okay. After that, what I will do here? So sorry, this is like a account entity, right? Here we are working with account entity. Then you need to give the account entity plural name. Okay, entity account entity plural name we need to give. So here we have a account entity plural name. Okay, account ACCOUNTS accounts entity plural name. So for example, after that select try to open the parenthesis. Okay, in the parenthesis middle keep your cursor here. See here very carefully, go to here and search for the account. So this is the unique identifier field is there, right? Whatever the GUID contains by that record, so give this one. So like this it will come. Now let's try to save the record and try to execute this flow. It's getting saving. Okay, now it gets successfully saved. Let's try to test this one. It's got failed, right? Now again we try to the same thing, we try it again. See, now your flow run successfully. So the record has been created with the account name as well. So with the account name also, now the relationship has been established between the account and contact, because earlier we didn't give a value in the lookup. See the company name. So basically this is the company name GOID, but here directly we cannot give. So the forward slash plural name parenthesis, within the parenthesis you need to give that particular ID. So as we can see on the screen, the record got created automatically. The record get created. So now let's try to go to this advanced find. Now you see still now it is showing 15 records, but I am opening it as a now it is opening it as a 250 record. So here now I need to see, now the time is like a 7:54. Okay, so I need to see the time, date and time. So the advanced finder and edit columns is there. I will go to the edit columns and try to add the one more column, add columns. So I will try to see here Control F, created on, there is a out of box field is there. There like a created by and created on field is also there, created on. Okay, this is the created on. Okay, this is the created on. Now click on OK, click on OK, and click on results. As you can see, this is like a created 250. So at what time it created? See, it's created around 7:53. The now time is 7:55. My flow executed at this one. So this is the record. So I am trying to open this record. So once the record has been opened, so as you can see here, the same thing, whatever the open here, whatever the data we have pre-populated, we asked to pre-populate the flow, it's got pre-populated all the things. So as you can see here, all things got pre-populated. So here, if you see here, company account name, Northwind Traders is there, which is get pre-populated here. Earlier, we didn't pre-populated lookup value. Basically, lookup value didn't pre-populated. because it's a quite different. So to understand the difference, I have taken into the different step. So and as you can see here, now this like a company name. See in the account lookup also, in the account lookup, see in the account subgrid also this record is there. So for example, if you go now here and open this Northwind traders, see Northwind traders, if you go and check that in Northwind or traders in the related records, you are able to see this contact record also. You are able to see the contact record also. Okay, that's it. Like for the today, I hope like today we have tried to cover like how to create the MS Power Automate in automatically when such event is occurs in a periodic way, automatically it needs to get recognized and it needs to get triggered. So that has been created. So this in this session especially we have covered the created. Okay, in upcoming sessions we try to understand the modified. In upcoming, like, and again we have it deleted also. We try to understand these things and we'll go on the next same thing with the scheduled flow and instant flows. I hope here till now you understood everything whatever we have discussed. So here one thing is like pre-populating the lookup. It will look you complicated. First you are trying. So if you try one time, it will look complicated, but the second time it will be, trust me, it will be very easy. Okay, and straightforward. So based on your practice, how much you will practice, the things will get very clearer to you. Okay, that's it for the today. Thank you very much.